If you haven't checked out part 1 of this mini-series, I would highly recommend doing that before watching this video. But if you already have, then you will know that I am looking at the history of English high-speed rail. And we left off with the Intercity 225 last time. In this episode, we will be looking at high-speed rail from 2000s onward, starting off with high-speed diesel trains in the UK, also known as DMUs, which can reach speeds up to 125 miles per hour. These DMUs were bought to start replacing the Intercity 125 we discussed in the last video. One example is the Class 220 Voyager, Class 221 Super Voyager, and Class 222 Meridian, which are now used by Cross Country, Grand Central and the East Midlands Railway, and previously Virgin and Avanti West Coast for their high-speed routes. We then have the Class 180 Adelon/Pioneer, which is used by Grand Central and other operators from 2000 onwards. Most interestingly, we then have the Pendolino Class 390, introduced in 2002 for Virgin trains and now used for Avanti West Coast. It is powered by overhead power lines, which makes it an EMU or electric multiple unit, not a DMU. Pendolino means pendulum, which hints at the tilting mechanism it successfully used 3 decades after the APT, but similarly to the Intercity 225, it was intended to be operated at 114 miles per hour, however was limited to 125 miles per hour for safety reasons. Now that we've got all the boring DMUs out of the way, we can get to one of the most important parts of the video. For many years, people dreamed of a high-speed train link between England and France, and in 2007, that dream finally became true after the construction of High Speed 1, which is operated by Eurostar. It was originally operated out of Waterloo, and now it's operated out of St Pancras. And the trains that operate this line travel underneath the English Channel to France, where it connects the existing high-speed lines to Paris and Amsterdam. The Eurostar Class 373 and Class 374 trains that run this line can reach up to 200 miles per hour, while the Southeastern Class 395 Javelin, used to operate all domestic train services using this line to Ashford International from St Pancras, are capable of reaching 140 miles per hour, and, as we discussed before, it is pretty obvious that these are the only trains in the UK that are allowed to go faster than 125 miles per hour, except for the international services. Surprisingly, this line was built on time and under budget, which is really rare for UK trains, and the line is also a very popular choice for European holidays for Londoners and people all around the country, and I can say from personal experience, it is very exciting to ride. So it is clear that High Speed 1 paved the way for new high-speed rail lines in the UK. Now we have the more recent UK high-speed trains, which are all only capable of reaching 125 miles per hour, starting with the often forgotten about Nova 2, which was introduced in 2017 to 2019 for TransPennine Express and is powered by overhead power lines and used for services from Manchester and Liverpool to Glasgow. Finally, we have the dominant Hitachi Super Express, which is first introduced in 2017. It is used on about every express service in the UK right now, including the East Coast Main Line and the Great Western Main Line. They are basically the modern version of the Intercity 125 project. The trains can be diesel, electric, or both depending on the line and operator. For example, on the Midland Main Line, which has not been electrified yet, the trains will be capable of being powered by both diesel and overhead power lines, and will switch over when the line is eventually electrified. However, these trains have still faced a lot of criticism for various reasons, including constant delays for entry into service and multiple different technical issues. It has also been criticised for its terrible interior design, uncomfortable seating, and terrible ride quality. It wouldn't be a Chickpea Trains video without a bit of controversy, so let's just quickly introduce the next part of the video in 3, 2, 1, it's High Speed 2. High Speed 2 was supposed to serve Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, and a bunch of other places from London. However, if you've been following the news at all, you would know that every single part of it has been cancelled, apart from Phase 1, which is being built right now, which would operate from London Euston to Birmingham. However, multiple factors have caused it to be billions of pounds over budget, and it was meant to open years ago. Well, that didn't happen, did it? So, plans include a new station at Wikimedia Commons in London, and many tunnels to connect the two cities together. However, due to financial and time difficulties, surprise surprise, it has faced severe backlash, and many UK political parties are against it, saying if they came into power, they would just cancel the entire project. Which would be unfortunate, as quite a lot of it has already been built, and a lot of money has been invested into the project. But still, I'm not going to go a lot into that, because I am not an expert in politics. Trains would operate at 205 miles per hour. However, the trains have not been built yet, or designed properly. So, who knows when it's going to open. Still, it's your decision if you think that this project should go ahead. So that brings us to the end of this 2-part series. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and feel free to comment any video ideas in the comment section below. And check out my channel in the meantime, before the next video releases sometime in the near future, hopefully.